Okay, so what do I mean by hurt me? Dead Dove, Yandere, horror. Essentially, the really dark shit that you have to dig for is my bullshit. That is my favorite genre of BL. I call it psychological horror BL. I'm like, I think one of maybe 3 people that uses that term. It hasn't caught on yet. I'm trying. Or PHBL for short, but that's a thing that I say. Also, yes, MADK. I'm assuming we all know what all of this shit means. Explain it. The Dove, you were warned. Why are you surprised? Yandere is essentially stalker men. I have another panel that I'm not doing this year, but I have another panel that's about specifically Yandere and like the different tropes in Yandere and stuff like that. It's one of my favorites. I kind of blew up the chat last year when I did Yandere because I apparently have a few hot takes. Yandere, stalker boys. Horror, spoopies, jump scares, shit like that. Gore kind of goes in with horror, like body horror, shit like that. If you like MADK stuff in that realm, etc. Shit that I'm not thinking of is probably in here. Excuse me. Shameless self-promo time. If you don't know who I am, also known as Saint Peachie Martini. I run something called the Church of BL, which is mostly a Discord group of a bunch of degenerates, and we all hang out degenerates together as a little family. I'm sure one of my children will probably post the V, I swear to God. Yep, one of my children posted it. If you are into degeneracy and you like streams, because I stream all the time, I stream on Sundays and Wednesdays. And we do dumb shit all the time. What else do I do? I have a YouTube channel that is very neglected. I'm trying to get it off the ground. I have this new fancy backdrop. I have a nice mic and a nice camera now, so hopefully I will have the spoons to make videos more. I'm on TikTok, same deal. I rarely post because I don't think about it. But I will hopefully get back into setup that looks good. I have a Patreon, I have a coffee, I do all the things. I am a very lazy content creator, but I'm trying to change that. So, hey. And then those are just some pictures of me doing like panels and shit. I really like this bottom picture with me, and that's all my, well, at the time that was a chunk. Oh yeah, I'll talk about the dick. But my photographer that I had do that photo shoot, I really wish that he'd had the forethought to tell me that my boobs were hanging out. I look like an utter tramp, and I'm not too mad about it because, you know, whatever. But, I would like that picture a lot more if my boobs weren't hanging. What cons do you normally go to? A lot in the Midwest. My typical ones are sometimes Kentokyo, AkaiCon, I do that every year. Sometimes ASEN, Anime Central in Chicago. I'm trying to do more, but cons are expensive. So, if I don't get programming scheduled and get my reg covered, I probably won't go. Because I'm a broke bitch. So, yeah. I really like this top picture. I'm getting new pictures done soon. I want to get some done in a cornfield because I live near the land of the corn. Like literally, I can spit and hit a farm. Like it. So, I want to get cornfield pics done, and then that'll be like my new like thingy-mabob. Another important thing before I get into shit. With all of that said, while I am a firm believer that BL does not equal smut, not all BL is yaoi. Not all BL has dicks everywhere. COBL, the Church of BL, is a kink shame-free space. You can like whatever the fuck you like, provided it is fake. Do what you want with that. If that's going to be an issue for you, this may not be the place for you. However, you are valid, and your triggers are valid. Yeah, I'll shame you if that's your kink. It's fine. Yeah, we are very horny there and each other. So that's my vibe. The following is a brief rundown of our content warnings and disclaimer. Boop. It would be cool if my button would work. That would be rad. In this panel, there is content potentially involving non-con, dub-con, and or rape, BDSM, gore, cannibalism, murder, suicide, death, stalking, spousal and or partner abuse, psychological and physical assault, non-human characters, i.e. aliens, monsters, zombies, smut, age gap, shota, incest, psychological horror type themes, and various content spoilers. If any of that is a trigger, again, might not be the space for you. But I just want you to be warned. So, there we go. I am in no way saying that these titles are bad. However, the Church of BL does not condone any of these actions in any real life scenario. They are fucked up. A complete list of titles will be discussed and shown at the end of the panel during Q&A. I have a big slide that you can take a screenshot of. It's also on my website, churchofbl.com. If you want spoilers, you can go look at it right now. It's there. If you need to leave at any point, you're valid, and I think enter the Only James giveaway. It's really important. And V will randomly pick someone during the panel. I also have 2 other prizes to give away that hopefully my mods will remind me of because I will forget. I have a sticky note next to my drink, but I will forget. Okay. Oh, dick. So Neeks posted a picture of a beautiful crocheted penis. And yeah, I can't read. And during the after party that we're going to have at Church of BL, we're going to give it away. So yeah, click the link for the Only James thing. I will probably give the dick away at random. I might just do like a number call type thing because I don't know how many people are going to come to after party, so I'll just probably pick somebody. And how do you know a beautifully crocheted penis is what I've always wanted? I don't know. I guess I got lucky. New packer just dropped. Yeah, fuck yeah. It is about 18 inches tall and is meant to be a bookrest. Cause Neeks made me one that of course is pink. And before I got on Prilosec, God bless Prilosec, I have really, really bad heartburn, and I was using my dick pillow to hold my head up when I sleep. So it's useful for that too. The dick is based off of, holy shit, I completely blanked on his name. Rin Timber from Alpha Hole Prison. which is a beautiful game. I should have put Alpha Hole in this panel. I don't know why I didn't do that. Oh my god. Okay, anyway. Welcome to hell. Oh yeah, and I did Pierce Line. Last chance to escape. I think we're all good. We're all hanging out. It's cool. All right, let's get to the bullshit. My top PHBL manga and manhwa titles. Again, if you've been here before, I'm gonna talk about shit that you've already. I'm sorry, not sorry. Going from left to the right, I'm just gonna jump right into it. We have Total Eclipse of the Eternal Heart by Hyundai. Total Eclipse of the Eternal Heart is dark as fuck. It's probably my favorite Hyundai title in existence. Involves how do I explain this in a funny way? It involves I warned you before I get into this. A child molester who is stuck in a never-ending time loop where the children that he raped and murdered are being reincarnated and coming back to kill him, and he gets murdered over and over and over. And then one of the kids that comes back and falls in love with him. Insert fuckery. It is a one-shot, so you can get through the whole thing in just one manga. And it is very nice if you're into that kind of thing. I don't really romanticize them, to be quite honest with you. I just think for the sake of like reading something disturbing, I'm really into it. I think it's really well written. And the ending is chef's kiss. Next to that one is Blind Play. Blind Play is one of my favorite serial killer manhwa. So we have the gorgeous blonde that is in the back. He is a serial killer, but he's also, I want to say, is he an author? I can't remember. I should write notes, but I don't, because I'm funnier when I don't have notes. Yeah, he's a writer. And the guy in front of him who has the blindfold on is my phone going off. Oh well, whatever. He is pretending to be blind so that he can be a masseuse, because apparently that is a thing in Korea where you can be a professional massage therapist person if you are blind, because you're not going to sexualize people, I guess, maybe. I don't know how that works. But yeah, like you do. And he goes to an appointment with somebody thinking that he's just doing his job, and shows up at serial killer man's house. And given that serial killer man thinks that he's blind, he does some serial killing. And not blind man freaks the fuck out. And and it escalates from there. This one is very heavy on the Stockholm Syndrome, which is a favorite of mine. The masseuse thing is to reserve jobs for blind people because it's one of the few jobs they can do. That's rude. I guess valid, but rude. Hello, Corolla! Arrived in time for Stockholm Syndrome. This one has really, really pretty art. And I also feel like the serial killer in it has a pretty good redemption arc. He's not entirely redeemed. Like, he's still kind of on his bullshit, but he learns to be a little more human for his man. And it's really nice, and I appreciate it. Underneath that one, because I'm already rambling, Legs That Won't Walk. This is another manhwa. Oh my god, I'm dying. dude in the back is whatever the Korean version of a Yakuza is, mafia dude. And the guy in front of him, the little twink, he boxes? I think? Again, I should write notes, but I don't, because if I write notes, I talk too much. Little Twinkie dude owes money to Mr. Mafia Man, and Mr. Mafia Man comes to get him and get him money, and Little Twinkie dude is like, fuck you. So Mafia Man non-cons him, as you do, and Mafia Man ends up falling for him. He doesn't really realize it at first, but he does, and this kind of ends up in another Stockholm Syndrome kind of situation where Twinkie dude is kind of like self-aware for a pretty long time. Legs that won't walk is the one I'm talking about right now. Twinkie dude is kind of like self-aware about the fact that Mafia dude is not a good Mafia dude, and he's not the best person ever, and that he's being used, and through a course of various events, it's like, well, I feel like Mafia dude truly sees me. Like, an important thing about Twinkie dude, he is disabled. I can't remember how, but he fucked up his legs somehow. Legs that won't walk. So he walks with a limp, and he gets discriminated against a lot in boxing because he is disabled, and he gets real sick of it, and Mafia dude is like, I don't give a fuck, whatever. And one of my favorite fucking lines in this whole manhwa is there is a scene where they're really starting to like get together and realize that they like each other and want to be and Mafia dude tells him that if he ever tries to run away, that he'll break his other leg. And I just melted because I'm garbage, and I loved it, and it was my shit. I love Yandere. Yandere is my favorite. We got to that scene, and he's like, if you ever to leave me, I will fucking break your legs and keep you prisoner for the rest of your goddamn life. And then I'm like, aww. I remember taking screenshots of it and sending it to my wife, and I was like, isn't this fucking breast? It was great. It was great. I jokingly call my wife Yandere because she has her moments. I married my type. I'm very lucky that I have found a yandere aesthetic person who isn't an actual fucking psychopath. Pretty great. And then next to that one on the far right is not Blind Play. What? God, I'm ADHD. Is a Red Mansion. Red Mansion is what I suggest people read if they love killing. If killing stalking was something that to fucking hell and back, if it's something that you really, 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 you need to read Red Mansion. It is, it's great. It's a lot. It is a lot, but it's great. I don't have Warehouse in here, but that's another good one too. Warehouse is also a really good one. So Twinkie boy with the bruises, he is yandere as fuck for the cutesy mafia man that is. Mafia man is under some impression that he any sort of control over Twinkie boy, and that he's using Twinkie boy as like sex toy, and does whatever the fuck he wants with him, but Twinkie boy into it. Like, he's really into it. And just lets him do whatever the fuck he wants. He keeps a journal of that 100 is amazing. Do we have that in the server? We need that in the server. Okay, fantastic. Where was I going with this? He keeps a journal of all of the shit that he like sees going on with his obsession being Mafia Man. Are you seeing a pattern here? I like Mafia. Yeah, Warehouse gets kind of dark, but it's not gory. I need to put Warehouse in here. I need to talk about it. It was pretty great. Oh my god, I keep losing my train of thought. ADHD. And Mafia Man finds his Crazy Man diary and reads it and is like, holy shit, this guy's for real. Like, he's really that fucking obsessed with me. I could ask him to jump off a building and he would do it. And that ends up becoming part of the reason why he gets attached to him, because you're the sole person I can trust to do whatever the fuck I want, regardless of the consequences. And I eat that shit up. So, pretty fucking great. I'm talking too much. Let's go to the next one. Ooh, dangerous drugs of sex. This is one that I've had in the panel fucking ever, and I refuse to take it out. It's really... wait, was that Red Mansion? Yes. The last one was Red Mansion. Dangerous drugs of sex. So, dude, if you're looking at... Look at my little cursor. If you're looking at this dude... he is absurdly suicidal. Lost everything that was important to him in his life, his marriage, his job. He figured that he had nothing to live cared about. So he goes to jump off a building. Come to find out, there is this beautiful man hanging out on said building and is like, hey bruh, don't do that. And he's like, but why? Why? There's no goddamn point. I don't fucking know you. Like, what? You're stupid. And dude bro's like, if you don't have anything to live for, you can live for me. And he's like, bitch, I don't know you. So dark-haired boy knocks him the fuck out, takes him to his apartment, and locks him up. As you do. And proceeds to sexually assault him, and is essentially, his excuse is that he is trying to teach him that he is alive and can feel things and is a person beyond what he's trained himself to believe. And it's twisted, but also like it gets really pure out of nowhere. There's a sequel to this. I forget what it's called. This one is called Dangerous Drugs of Sex. I forget what the sequel is called, but it's essentially dark-haired boy's redemption arc. Essentially him explaining his past and how he ended up the way that he is and why he got so upset and shit like that. And it gets really pure, and it has a lot to do with like dealing with your trauma and learning how to be a person again. That a lot of the stuff that he did to his captive is kind of him putting himself in situations he didn't belong. And yes, it was one of Fujikiya's best licenses. I agree. It was really good. I don't know who has it anymore. I know it's still licensed in English, but I don't know where to find it. I would have to look that up. There is a movie of this one, a live action film of Dangerous Drugs of Sex. I like it, but I have caveats. If you've read the manga and then you go to watch the movie, yeah, Fujikiya is closing. They're in the process. I think when I was researching stuff, because I was trying to make sure everything was still localized, I think they're closing in March, like sometime in March. I could be full of shit. Real life, that's what it is. But anyway, there is a movie, if you've read the manga, and then the movie is not really comparable to the... They kind of dropped the ball with the movie, in my opinion. I don't think it's bad. If you just watch the movie and then go and read the manga afterwards, I feel like that would be a better transition, because then you can look at the movie objectively as a film and its own like screenplay and not compare it to the manga, which is way better in my opinion. Cool beans. So I have a trailer for the movie. It is kind of deep throat that mic. Oh my god, I'd rather not. But I have the trailer. I personally think it's kind of funny because they try to over exaggerate the bullshit of the movie. Humorous to me. Hopefully the sound works. I tested it. It is kind of similar to Vegas Pete. Yeah. Vegas Pete is better in my opinion. I am a giant simp. We will get to that. Ken Porsche's in here. I have a whole fucking video on my YouTube down baby. And me being a giant apologist for his bullshit. Fucking love him. Alrighty. When did I start? I started at 3:30. Hopefully I don't go over. Okay, Obey Me. Obey Me is a train wreck of a fucking manhwa, but I keep it in here, one, because it fits the theme. Not quite Stockholm Syndrome, it's just like dude kidnaps dude and non-cons him constantly because he's with him. It's not really romanticized, because the dude that's being non-conned is not into him in a shape or form. Oh, we'll get to Love Me or Eat Me. There's a hilarious fucking story. But the reason I got into Obey Me, because I hadn't read it. Yeah, the first image is from Obey Me. I was on TikTok, as you do. I don't suggest it, but I mean, I do that sometimes. And all of the children were posting about this manhwa that they were like, don't read it, it's awful, it's terrible, and it has nothing to do with Obey Me. Well, Obey Me is also a reverse otome game thing that I didn't know about. And they're like, it has nothing to do with Obey Me, don't read it, they're not connected, it's don't do it. And so my bitch ass goes, well, now I have to read it. And I did. And it was a train wreck. And I lividly despise the bottom. I could throw him off a very tall building and feel nothing. And that's not me victim blaming. Like, he's just a shit human. And it's not, like, he's just not redeemable for me. Like, me personal. He's just not, there's nothing there. There is a girl in Obey Me that gets kidnapped alongside him. It's never explained why. But she's, what? Oh no, you gotta tell me the title so I can totally avoid it. Yeah. There's this girl that's kidnapped alongside him, and him being a shitty cis straight male, he tries to get with her because she's cute. And they end up in some weird, like very forced relationship, and come to find out the girl is trans, and she was afraid to tell him. And she comes out because he was actually being like decent for once. He found, because they're stuck in a warehouse, and he found a box of pads, and he's like, oh, you might need these. And then she gets really awkward, and then she's like, you know, I haven't told you, I should probably tell you, I'm a boy, quote unquote. And he's like, how could you do this to me? You're disgusting. Like, you lied to me, blah, blah, blah. Like, full fucking just giant bitch ass of a person. And I already hated him, and then I just hated him more at that point. And not 5 seconds later, I'm talking like maybe a few pages after, he's like, oh, you know what? I think I overreacted. It's fine. I'm glad that you still like you, and yada yada yada, blah blah. No. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! I could fucking choke him. But yeah, actually I changed my mind, my bad. The one on the far left, no, he doesn't die. It's unfortunate. The one on the left, I call him Discount L because he reminds me of L from Death Note. Name of the BL Peachie was talking about. The one currently is Obey Me. Lowercase L. Discount L is obsessed with Discount Light Yagami, which is the transphobic piece of shit. He loves him for really weird. I think it's because he likes being bullied. Like, he likes the attention of being bullied, and therefore falls in love with him, and locks him up and keeps him forever. But he's fucking crazy, and he never gets better. He has like very little humanity, and I don't think I ever really liked him, but I never felt bad for Discount Light. Like, never did. Like, yeah, it's a thinly veiled Death Note fanfic. Except Misa is trans. You know, now that I think about it, yeah, it is very Death Note-y. Minus the Death Note part. You'll get what I'm saying if you read it. Anyway, Love Me or Eat Me. I refuse to take this one off of the panel because I love it so much, but I have bad news. It is no longer local. I went to look it up when I redid this panel, and I cannot fucking find it. It was on, I can't remember the name of the site, but they don't exist anymore. And it is now lost media. Yeah. I am a dumbass, if you didn't already know. And I initially opened this manhwa because I saw blood and a snake, and I thought, oh, this looks pretty, I should read this. And I didn't process the title. And this is back when I had a mild cannibalism kink. Not kink, trigger at that point. We have grown as a person since. So I didn't process love me or eat me literally. Because I'm stupid. And and I start reading it, and it's about this guy whose dad was a cannibal. He was a really famous chef dude, and no one could replicate his food. Well, it's because it's made out of human, but no one ever knew that. So his dad gets murdered. His dad was a super ridiculously abusive father who constantly fed him human meat, despite the fact that he was a fucking kid and he was messed up. So he grows up with a taste for human. And as he gets older, he has this like obsession with it. And he figures out that if he stalks down bad people and kills them and eats them, that nobody will miss them. So he does that. And he bumps into blonde-haired boy. It's a little dextery. Bumps into blonde-haired boy, and blonde-haired boy freaks the fuck out. He is also a mafia man. I have a type. And apparently Mafia Man went to high school with Cannibal Boy and was just really fucking into him, and then lost him and then couldn't find him anymore. And then he finds him again as he's mid-killing somebody. And then Mafia Dude's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to out you. I'm literally in the Mafia. Like, I don't give a shit. Kill who you want to kill. But stipulation, you need to live with me. And then Dude Bro's like, no. So Mafia Man then takes him to his apartment and chains him to the bed, as you do. And this one gets into Stockholm Syndrome, which I like because I'm garbage. And they fall in love. And Mafia Man ends up killing people for him so that he has food to eat. I find it really cute that he learned to cook things with human meat for him because that's all he could eat. Like, if he tries to eat regular food, he'll just throw it up. And Mafia Man learns how to cook for him so he doesn't have to make his own food. It's really cute. All of this whole time, he is chained to a bed in an apartment. But they end up being a thing. And there's this really cute scene where at least I think it's cute because I'm messed up, where Mafia Man is like, you know, I'm in the Mafia, like, I have my life threatened all the fucking time. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna come home tomorrow. What's gonna happen? If something happens to me, I want you to eat me. And then Dude Bro's like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that. And then I'm just gonna spoiler it because you can't read it anymore, and then spoiler it, and then it's gonna pop up on another website, and then you're gonna be able to. But I said spoilers in the fucking disclaimer, so don't get mad at me. I got signed out of Zoom. I didn't know I was signed into Zoom, but anyway, something happens to Mafia Man, lo and behold, and Mafia Man is dying in the hallway of his apartment building, and Dude Bro finds him and goes, you can't leave me, because he's full on Stockholm Syndrome, like he's in love with him. And Dude Bro dies, and he eats him. The end. And then he dies, I think he gets shot. So they technically died together. The ending sounds really fucked, because it is, but in my twisted, awful, degenerate brain, I saw it as very romantic. Olivine! You missed me talking about Mafia guys and getting distracted. Yeah, there is hurt no comfort in the Dead Dove panel. Yeah. I used to have a massive cannibalism trigger. Like, the idea of it just made me go, like, I was not into it at all. but I very quickly got over it when I started reading cannibalism stuff. Because there's like a level of obsession where like you love me so much that you want to consume me so you can keep me forever. Where is my ring? Like, come on. Jesus Christ, I love that shit. You Control Me isn't quite cannibalism, but it toes the line. Pun intended, because there's a foot in the fucking screenshot. Dang it. You're going to the cannibalism panel, right? There's a cannibalism panel? I'm really busy, so I haven't paid any attention. I thought there was a body horror panel. Oh, rad. Anyway. You Control Me. I love you so much that I want to eat you up. Traumatized university student x meddlesome psychopath. This is another one where I didn't read the entire title before I started reading. I just saw licking a foot and went, that looks up, and I started reading it. So all I processed was You Control Me. That was enough for me. I start reading it. It's a one-shot, so real quick. There's a little university kid who can only eat like pre-packaged meals from the convenience store because he has just tons of trauma with home-cooked food because his mom was a piece of shit. He meets this guy, the brown-haired guy, and brown-haired guy is a nutritionist student in the same college. Like, his thing is, like, health science and, like, food and, like, food preparation and shit like that. And, he's like, I want to help you. Like, I can help you get over this. And I want to work with you and get this figured out. So they do that. And he goes to his house and, goes to Chef Boy's house. And he starts eating the food. And lo and behold, he starts to like it, and he also starts to like not cannibal guy, chef guy. And Peachie is the reason we have a guy title. Shut up. Dang it. So I can like not read it. Oh my god. Jesus. Ends up falling for him, wants to be in a relationship with him, yada yada yada. They get together. Then pan to the end, and this whole time Chef Dude was like, there was just a little weird about him, like the whole time. It was just something was just coming. And I didn't really put two and two together until the very end because I'm very smart. And at the very end of the manga, he's making him dinner, as you do, because that's how they ended up becoming friends to lovers in the first place. And he has this shaker bottle that looks like a salt and pepper mix. That's like his spice that he puts on things. No. It's his fingernails. If you're familiar with Kira from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, very similar. He cuts his fingernails and grinds them with a pepper grinder, puts them in a bottle, and puts it in all the food so that he can be with him forever. The end. We all have particular tastes. Okay, I'm gonna try to go through these kind of fast because I want to get to visual novels, because I never get to them. If I went through this panel as thoroughly as I want, it would. Ouroboros is the top left-hand corner. If you're into poly, this is your thing. It's a very complicated poly relationship. But it is indeed poly. He essentially has two stalkers. And both of them are equally obsessed with him. and he cannot choose between one or the other, so they all end up together. It's beautiful. This one deals with a lot of real life shit. So if there's a legitimate trigger you have, non-con, dub-con, like shitty parents, like real life stuff, this one might hit you in the feels. It's really realistic, and it's telling of somebody with PTSD, which is, I think, really good. The art's really pretty, and you don't have to pick one because they all end up together. So yeah, read Ouroboros. It will hurt you, but that's kind of in the panel. I never told you what was on my shirt. Oh my god. I bought this shirt specifically for this panel, and it says, "My taste in men is a form of self-harm." And I never showed it off. It's important. Moving on. Then, on the bottom left-hand corner and on the far right, you have two separate manhwa. The Polystalker one is Ouroboros, the one on the top left. Both of these are called Interview with a Murderer. It bothers me that they have the same title, but you know, whatever. They have similar premises. There is a reporter dude in both of them, and reporter dude in the KJK one, which is the one on the far, which is my. He has a fascination with interviewing criminals, specifically like irredeemable criminals. He likes getting in their head and shit like that. And he, through his therapist, who is also his ex-boyfriend, I don't know how that fucking worked out, but you know, whatever. His therapist / ex tells him, "I have just the person for you to interview. He's literally an active serial killer, and provided you keep your fucking mouth shut, he will do an interview with you." And he goes, "Holy shit, yes, we're fucking doing this. This is great." And goes to Dude Bro's house, has a really nice house, super nice fucking mansion. And he welcomes him in, and they start talking. And Serial Killer Man, which is the blonde one, starts to kind of get a taste for it, where it's like, I've never been able to openly talk about my serial killing and why I do it, and like the reasons behind everything, and really like deep in it and not be judged. And I don't know, that's never said. But I'm assuming he came out during therapy. I don't fucking. Yeah, we leave that vague on purpose. So he gets really attached to Reporter Guy, but Reporter Guy is kind of an asshole. So he's just gonna do what he wants to get what he wants. Come to find out, the way that he can get answers to his interview questions is by having sex with him. So he does that. And they end up being in a really fuck buddy / yandere situation. And Serial Killer Boy gets gradually more and more obsessed with him. And I won't spoil the end because you can still read this one. Because it's too good. I'm someone that can usually predict shit. I think it comes with the ADHD. I can kind of like usually put the pieces together and then feel like, oh, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. This one, nope, didn't call it. Did not call it. Holy shit. Twists and turns galore. And while the ending is very sad, I feel like it suited the series. I think it was really good. It is not a happy ending, hurt no comfort, but I think it fit really well. So I suggest this one. Though this one is by KJK. The one on the far right hand side with the other Interview with a Murderer by Queenza. That one is a similar premise. There's a reporter boy and he is interviewing a criminal dude for some like magazine, newspaper thing, whatever. And criminal dude ends up getting obsessed with him, as you do. But in that one, you find out that criminal dude was set up, that he's not actually as evil as he's putting off to be. He's only putting his like persona on to cover for somebody else. And it ends up being kind of pure. Whereas the KJK one it's very solid in the disturbing. The other Interview with a Murderer, Queenza one, is like mildly disturbing, and then it ends up kind of. I didn't like the ending to it. I wasn't a big fan. I thought it left a lot of loose ends, and I didn't feel like it really ended very well. It feels rushed, but I don't want to say don't read it, because I mean, if you're shit, you get it. But me personally, I didn't really. And then in the middle, as some of you already noticed, Double Mints. Double Mints is no longer licensed, neither manga or the movie. I am very upset about that. I look everything up before I do these panels so that I know where that is localized, so I can like wreck it. And the Double Mints movie used to be on Gaga Ulala, and as of me looking this up like last week, it's not there anymore, and I am very sad about it. But I refuse to take it out of the panel because everything Asumiko Nakamura has ever written is perfect. Cool thing about Nakamura is if you're familiar with Dokusei, which is one of the purest manga in existence, same author as Double Mints, which is very fucked up. It's about a stalker and a yakuza, and yeah like I'm not keeping up with chat, but like but yeah, classmates / Dokusei will make you. It is great. But these two are very dysfunctional, and I love them to death, and they're very great. My favorite, if it ever gets localized, I will fucking spit blood, is Inheritance of Aroma. Has anyone ever read that one? Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I would put it in here if I could find. Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ. I read it like 300,000 years ago. Really good. It has to do with like incest and murder, and there's suicide involved, and it's very, very traumatizing, but it's very good. It's one of my favorite things. So it better get licensed. Fucking license this shit. Oh my god. Alrighty. Again, I'm gonna have to go kind of fast because I want to get to visual novel. When do I end? Can one of my mods tell me what time I end? Because I've MADK, I'm gonna assume 6:30, so 5:30 my time. I'm gonna assume everybody knows MADK. Does anyone in the chat not know him? Just out of curiosity. Oh wow, really? Well, if you're into Dead Dove, if you're into Monster Fucker, if you're into gore, you will fucking love this shit. usually the story that I tell when I do this at IRL panels, like in-person conventions or whatever, so that I can watch everyone's faces just slowly change, is I give a synopsis of the first chapter. And I don't tell them that it's just the first chapter. I just explain that, like, so there was this kid who wants to be a cannibal, but understands that it's not ethical. So he only like collects roadkill and kind of admires from afar. And he ends up suicidal because he's like, I can never be this thing that I want to be. And he somehow or another learns how to summon a demon. And he summons Jay, who is this beautiful horned piece of shit. And Jay is so impressed that he was summoned that he's like, you know what? I will give you whatever the fuck you want before I take your life. And he's like, fantastic, it's a deal. I want to eat you. And then Jay's like, okie dokie, whatever. Sounds good, let's get on it. And Makoto, the bottom. You can tell how much I like a series if I remember them. I'm a giant Makoto simp. Fucking bitch. He drags it out. So within like, what is it, like a week or so span of time, he'll like chop off an arm and eat it. Or he'll like take a part of him off and then put him in a box and put him away. It's fucking great. And then Jay eventually gets to a point where it's like, okay, this is fucking ridiculous. I am a Can you just like wrap this shit up? I have stuff to do. And Makoto's like, okay, I think today's the day. The sun is shining. Pink is. And Jay's like, you know what we could do? That would be really fucking. And then Makoto's like, what? And he's like, put your dick in here. In here meaning his inside. Thrusy? Is that what we're gonna call it? Oh, we're not to the Thrusy yet. So he fucked his entrails. And then Jay's like, ooh, let me show you a trick. And he opens up his throat, which is what this little picture is, and is like, stick your dick in here. Proceeds to fuck his neck. And comes, as you do. And then Jay opens his mouth and it goes, bleh. And then Makoto just loses his goddamn mind. He's like, I have reached nirvana. Like, I'm done. Do with what you will. I don't care anymore. But at this point, Jay really liked him. So instead of killing him and just taking his soul, he wants to keep him. So he chops his head off and puts it on a dog. And takes him to hell. And keeps him as a pet. That's the first chapter. He lives in a doghouse and everything. Yeah. And for like the first like few chapters of the first manga, it's just Makoto getting beheaded and put on different things. Like, there's a scene in this manga where Makoto's getting punished for something. He fucked up somehow. I don't remember. And he's just a head, and Jay is just holding his head while he's making him watch people fuck, if I remember right. And pretty great. It's a good time. I love this manga to death. It is finished. I have complicated feelings about the ending. I won't spoil it because it's very important. But I didn't like it, but I also didn't hate it. I felt like it fit the story. and it felt in character for what ended up happening, but it was not where I wanted it to go. Yeah, it makes you feel really empty, like you're missing something, and I think that was the point, which is what makes it so good. So anyway, Boys of the Dead, zombies. Sometimes we fuck the zombies. Sometimes we fuck around the zombies. Sometimes we fuck and then become a zombie. Pretty fucking great. It is also a one-shot, so you can get through the whole thing in one go. This one is a tearjerker. There's some fuckery in here. Yeah, the physical releases from Kuma, and they do not fuck. Jacket and everything is beautiful. It's a very nice cover. All of the different couples kind of intermingle in different ways. There's little like Easter eggs in each couple's like specific story that you'll catch as you go along. Definitely worth rereading. If you read it once, read it again, and you'll notice some that kind of go together with all of the separate couples. It's very Ginger Romantica, where like every couple is somehow kind of tethered to the other in some way. Even if it's not fate, if you've been to this panel before, you know that. Long story short, there is a dude and there's dude's friend, and they both work for the Yakuza. This dude's house to go collect money from him, and what do you know, the dude's, and they go poke around in his house, and as they poke around in the house, the main guy, who Count Yuri from Yari-chan Bitch Club, because he looks like Yuri from Yari-chan Bitch Club, he finds this book and he asks his friend, like, what the fuck is this? It's weird. And then Dude Bro's like, oh, that's a skin book. It's made of human skin. And he just like, oh, and then like drops it and runs away. Then he gets in the hallway and there's this dude at the end of the hallway, because they're in like this. And every time I join a panel in this con, and gets in the hallway and there's this dude with like these really snake-like eyes, just, and he's like, what is this? And dude runs away, and he's like, oh, maybe you killed this other dude, maybe you're important, we're gonna chase. Goes to chase the dude, ends up in a stairwell, and what do you know, the book followed him, scares the shit out of him, has a mental breakdown. Then friend dude shows up in the stairwell to like catch up with him, and then they just fuck in the stairwell for no reason. They just start fucking mid panic attack, and then Dude Bro forgets everything that is going on and is like, what just happened? And then Friendo's like, don't worry about it. And that's the first chapter. The skin book never comes back. I don't. The skin book was spoopy, and then we just never talk about, which I thought was stupid, but you know, whatever. Waste of a good book. And then this one also includes incest. There is a scene, a dad and his son end up fucking Discount Yuri from Yari-chan Bitch Club. They're also snake people. Important fact for that particular thing. Moving on. How many mangas do I have in here? Oh, I'm getting towards the end. Okay, we're gonna just hit on Goblin Cave. It's made like by Sana. If you're into like fuckery, like monster fucker to the upteenth core. Thank you, V. Yeah, we're getting rid. What? We're giving away a hardcover. I think it's hard, or it's a paperback. I don't remember. A hardback version of Aeneid. which is also a very Dead Dove title. So prize giveaway soon. Watch out for that. Goblin Cave, fucked up. There are 3 episodes. You can go to whatever episode, it has whatever ending. One of them, he gets raped by a bunch of tiny little goblins. And then another one, he gets raped by tiny goblins and big goblins. Or they're not goblins, I guess they're... and his friend does. And the third one, he ends up with some random dude and they fuck against a tree. But everything Sana does, so pretty in like the worst, most awful, degenerate way. You can get all their shit on their Subscribe Star. It's quality. If you're into that, go look at that shit. Hit Me. Hit Me is a dude that likes being assaulted. Like, genuinely gets off. And, okay, quick aside, I thought I would like the Idol one more than I did. I do like it. I think I like the Catboy one more than the redhead. I think. I don't know. Yeah. He gives me Olivine vibes. So that's kind of like my thing. No, Rape the Bully's probably my favorite. No, we agree on that one. I think we've talked about this before. But anyway, Hit Me. Dude likes being assaulted, gets assaulted, ends up liking it. Makes them assault him more because he likes it. And then when they're done assaulting him, he puts them down and tries to kill them because he's a mafia man. Moving on. Random shit that I just wanted to throw in here because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. We have MLM novel Under Your Skin. Oh my god, someone knows Moonjo. Holy shit, we'll get to that. Stranger from Hell is peak. Under Your Skin is a serial killer and a mortician. The mortician covers up for the serial killer because he is in a weird parasocial relationship with him, and then he actually meets his idol, and then they end up in an actual relationship, and stuff goes the way it does. It has a really cute ending. I really liked it. I listened to the audiobook. I thought the audiobook was really good. So if you're into romance, like Western novels, pick that shit up. Ken Porsche. Ken Porsche is a Thai drama based off... The books are slowly coming out in English, but I have not fucking read them yet. They even have audiobooks, and I need to get into that. I need to tap it on the head and bring it home and do that. That's true. The author is kind of questionable, but the show is top tier. My favorite is Vegas, which is the beautiful man holding the fun flower fact about Vegas. The actor that plays Vegas, his real actual name that he goes by in Thai is Bible. So, he's perfect. He also speaks fluent English. He worked on translating the first book too. So he is a good bean. We love Bible. He is precious baby. I love him. Watch Ken Porsche, please. I need to start going faster because I need to get to visual novels. I worked really hard on the visual novels. Get to it. Only James. Only James is fantastic. Read everything they've ever written. Gave away earlier. I don't know which one that they are giving you because they don't know which one that they're gonna do. But they're a great author. Everything they've written is fucking fantastic. If you're into the fuckery, I suggest the Necessary Evil series. But me personally, as a completionist, I read all of their novels. So I personally would start with protection services before I would go to necessary evils, but if you want to get straight to the fuckery, go to necessary evils. Yeah, Under Your Skin's the one we started for book club in COBO. You will not go wrong with anything only as ever. Ah, Corey! You got a Need! I'm gonna know your address now. Because I'm the one shipping them. I won't tell anyone, I promise. And then last but not least on this one is Strangers from Hell. Strangers from Hell is not BL, but it is BL because I said this beautiful long-haired piece of shit is Lee Dong-wook. The actor is Lee Dong-wook. Everything Lee Dong-wook has been in beautiful and perfect, and I love him as a person. He plays Moon-jo, who is a very, very gay serial killer. And he finds his new muse in this poor bean who ends up in his apartment complex because it's cheap. And apartment complex is full of other serial killers and criminals. Oh, now we're gonna get rid of room number 9, which I will get to in like 0.5 seconds once I shut up. I have a video from it, but I don't have time to show it. We don't have audio anyway, so I'm just gonna skip to visual novels. But Strangers from Hell, please watch it. It is fantastic. It is psychological horror. If you're into it, you will love it. If you're into psychological, you should watch it. Anyway, moving on. I'm talking too much. Nitro chiral titles, or chiral. I say chiral. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. But all of them, every single fucking one is good. All of them are twisted in some way. It just depends on what version of fuckery you are going, would determine which sundry thing I would steer you towards. They do sell physical copies of Slow Damage. They should still be on Jasp Blue. I don't know if they still have the special editions. Oh my god. I got the special edition one so that I could get the cute little notebook. And I use it for everything. It's fantastic. Toa is perfect. He reminds me of me in a lot. We have similar mommy issues. So I hyperventilate over Toa. Where do I... Togano Nochi is in the middle. That one is kind of underrated. It's really fucking good, and not enough people can play that thing. I need to play it in COBL because it's really good. Gang Wars. Gang Wars and drugs. Oh, I have feelings about Keisuke that I will not share because I appreciate you. Because we do not kink shame in COBL. And Keisuke is just not my variety of yandere. Like, yeah, he's yandere and he does have like parts of him that I like, but then there are parts of him that make me want to, like, it's just a me personal thing. But oh, we'll get to Haruka. Actually, I should just skip to Haruka after I bitch about Mink. This is Mink. He is from Dramatical Murder. He is right there. My beautiful husband. I fucking love him. You can fight me. Usually I don't have to fight people in church, not Church of BL, in BL that hurt me because you're like-minded humans. But in fandom spaces, specifically like the Dramatical, Mink is shat on like an other, and I get really fucking tired of it. Thought about making a panel. My server told me to name it, and I thought about I might make it a YouTube video so I can get canceled. But yeah, I love Mink. Dramatical Murder is a fucking classic. You need to play it. It's important. These are figures that are very expensive. and I own 2 of them. They were very expensive. They are right there, which I have Yowie G, and then I also have Ko. Not Ko, Cow. I don't have Bloodbag Toa, but I want him really fucking bad. I have Toilet Toa. There's another one where Toa, and it is beautiful and perfect, and I love it, and it is great, and you should buy these things. They're very expensive, but they're worth it. Hide them from your mom. Okay, avert your eyes now. Dicks are approaching. We've been kind of tame up until this point, and I have 30 minutes to get through this last section. I have faith in myself. I can do this. So, big dicks and super detailed assholes. That is that is what I used to describe parade. Oh my god, I need to take a nap. Parade titles as this is No Thank You with by Parade. They have very big fleshed out penises and very detailed hairy assholes. If you're into body hair, this thing. One of best things I think about No Thank You in particular, and room number 9, which is what we're giving away right now. You can go into the settings and you can adjust how much body hair you. So if you want like full bare, you can have that. If you don't want body hair at all, you can turn it off. If you want just a little bit, like say just pubes, you can turn it there. Like, it's amazing. There's so many options in Parade. Like, you can really adjust it to whatever you want. Except for the Megane, because he has none. True. You can take reused glasses off, but why would you? In my opinion, in my personal opinion. So you can come on his glasses, but I want to come on his glasses while they're on his face. Darkfire Cyclone, you have room number 9 now. Yay! It is very sad, but it's very good. If you want like the best ending, I would go with Hiroshi, which is this motherfucker right here. This is a shirt that he wears constantly. And I shit you not, it says, swing, I go out with boys, I go out with girls, so that I don't have to play with myself. And it is never acknowledged that that's what his fucking shirt says. And he swears to God he's straight. And he wears this shirt. I do have the shirt, my wife got it for me. So I need to do like a let's play of No Thank You and wear the shirt. No thank you. Next to then, this is room number 9. This is what you just won. Spoilers, kinda, not really. Room number 9 is like sob, make it less gory and more gay. And a little scat as a treat. So, room number 9 does have scat. You can turn it off if you want to. 2 guys are going on vacation. They're besties, no homo. They end up being drugged and took to this like hotel situation, and they're locked in this hotel room and they're told that they cannot get out until they accumulate enough points by doing tasks in order to get released back into the wild of society. And these tasks flip back and forth from like medical torture to sexual non-con type stuff. One of the ways to I need that Yuri. If I ever find one, I'm fucking buying it. I regret not buying it when it came out. I fucking need it so bad. Don't his Crocs come off? Like, you can like take his Crocs on and off? Could have swore I saw that on the internet. He's so fucking precious. I need it so bad. He has little painted toes. Oh, I'm gonna vomit. That's amazing. But anyway, they have to go through sundry things in order to get released. One of the ways to get released is by killing the other one, and I'm going to do that. That is not the true ending, so don't worry too much, I guess. Boop. Okay, we don't have sound, and part of what makes this video perfect is listening to his little amazing Peachie man voice. And also the song, you can't hear the song. Hold up. Okay. Y'all have seen my backdrop. You know that it's cute. So I'm going to switch what I'm doing. I'm going to switch what I'm doing so that you can see it.
自分で作っちゃえみたいな勢いで作り始めた作品だったんですが、こうして海を越えていくこととなるとは本当に予想外で本当に光栄に思います。僕の萌えを凝縮した執事がいる素敵な日常からの素敵な色っぽいあれこれがふんだんに盛り込まれてますので、紳士淑女の皆様方、どうか怖がらずにこの不思議な屋敷へお越しいただければ幸いです。それではどんなゲームか一目でわかる PV をご用意いたしましたのでご覧ください。どうぞ。
裸し羊俺のために裸になるのだ。裸になれ蜂蜜のようなハッピーな時を過ごそう怪しく絡み合い苦しく裸めくるめく時共に過ごそうどんな時も離さないよだから今すぐ服を脱いで
So, fun fact about Togomito, created Naked Butler, which I'm about to show you guys. He worked for a butler cafe and did a full-on live-action music video to that song with butlers, topless butlers, from his butler cafe. Thank you, Neeks. It is very 2005, but it's beautiful and perfect, and he sings the song himself. And I love him dearly. This is the art of Togomito. If you have not seen Naked Butlers before, I'm only kind of sorry. Oh, my cam came on right in time for me to fucking cackle. I got this little picture and I didn't realize that it said 0 out of 10, so I put a little 1 there because 10 out of 10. So Naked Butlers / Haraka Shichuji is fucking chaos. But if you're into non-con and BDSM type stuff, it's not real BDSM, this is straight up non-con, it will be your vibe. All of these are sundry things that happen in various routes. The hardest one to get is this bad boy in the middle. I still have not achieved it because I've had to 300,000 times and I haven't been able to keep my saves. So if Olivine ends up streaming more Nautica server, So you need to ping me and make sure I'm there. Because I know what happens. I've seen it, but like I want to watch it. I want to see it happen live. But each butler has different kinks that are honed in on. With Glasses. Oh, you can see I have Glasses Boy as my mouse pad. This was a Manga Gamer exclusive that I got at Anime Central. That he is a bath. But he has a butt plug-in. That's pretty great. Good boys are good. I love the Manga Gamer people. They're fantastic. I want to experience the old man yaoi. That is accurate. There's not a lot to say other than it's fucked up. But fucked up in a good way if you're into that. One of my favorite scenes is this one. This is Chef Boy. We are playing Guess the Vegetable via shoving sundry vegetables up his ass. He gets every single one right because he is a very good chef. And Tomoaki, the top, is a piece of shit. He is a irredeemable piece of garbage, but that's what makes him good. If he wasn't, it would be a completely different game. Moving on. So the other Togomito game that came out around COVID, that is an important piece of information. This came out around COVID, which was a pandemic. He put out a game about a pandemic. Essentially, there is a pandemic called candle disease, where people's their skin will melt off like the wax on a candle, and the only way to save these people is through this boy with the red jacket, through this boy's semen, because he has special semen. No, I'll get to that. I have it. It's great. I went into the Magic Semen game thinking that it was going to be typical Togomito hilarity. But there's some important things about Patient S that I need to point out. They are important. Number one, I laughed my fucking ass off. It is fucking hilarious. It is so fucking funny. Holy shit. Number two, I was thrown into a horror game mid-route. There is a random route, and you will find it eventually, where it goes into a like horror type scenario with a monster that is chasing, and then it's never talked about ever. It's so stupid and I love it. Number three, I cried multiple. I was so distraught after the bad end. I had to take breaks to process. If V is still in here, I don't know if they are, I can't see. V played this with me in COBL, and we both had to take breaks because we were fucking hysterical. It was bad. Especially this little green-haired boy. His backstory is just so hard to read. As someone who had a fucked up childhood and like it hurts a lot, and all of the bad endings, even with Boy, the Megane in this one, I have feelings. He's not awful, like I just have feelings. He's not my type. But you need to deep throat the mic again, motherfucker. I have an expensive XLR mic, and it should be doing its goddamn job. But anyway, I have feelings about the Megane, but he's just not my type. But that doesn't mean he's bad. He's just not my type. The daddy, which is the older boy, it upsets me that he's considered... Is that a peach on your mic? Yes. It upsets me that he's considered like a not quite senior citizen, like middle-aged older man, and that old. I think he's 40. I think he's older than 30. Not when the game came out. But anyway, yeah, so they characterize him as being really super old and having old people, and he's like 40. So it's like really stupid. What else? I hate the sex scene music so much, I turn it the fuck off. So as I've already explained, there's a lot of really deep storytelling in this game. Like, yes, it's funny. Yes, it has some stupid bullshit in it, but at the core of it, it's a tearjerker. Like, it ruins your life. And you'll be in a scene and you'll be like full into like what's going on and like importance of it, and then a sex scene will start and then it's completely ruined. And this is important. Beware giant dick. Giant dick. Me and V refer to it as Coke can dick. He is very girthy. Here we go.
ソータさんはそれだけすごい存在なんだと思ってます。僕だけ何もしなくていいなんて、そんなの、それは、
わかった。特権を行使する。舌を出して俺のチンポに奉仕しろ。
I can't do it. Oh my god. It's the worst when they're having like a really intense scene of them getting together and talking about like, yeah, your parents are really fucked up, but I love you. Like, I truly care about you and I'll never leave. And then they start making out or shit starts. I guess at the end of the day, it's still a game about coming on boys to save them from the candle disease. So yeah, it is every sex scene. Every single one. Straight-ish, but trust me, I'll go over these fast because I need to. Heart Cage and Please Don't Hate Christmas are coffee. These are both straight, but they're extremely yandere if you're. Their art can be an acquired taste, but the plot is where it's at. It's really good. I like both of them. I think I'm in the credits on Heart Cage. I was one of their backers. So that, can you turn the music off and still have the voice? Yes. Yes, you can. That's what I do. Excuse me, goddamn. Next to that one is 14 Days With You. This one is still a demo. It's not completely out yet, but when it does come out, I'm going, goddamn, because it is perfect. He is the perfect yandere. He is my exact aesthetic, and I want him to want me. Insert the song here. Yandere Santa Claus is pretty fucking great too. I still haven't finished it, but what I've played of it is pretty fucking great. It's really good. Next to that one at the bottom here, this is Suicide Club. This is a mixture of yandere and just straight up fucked up. It is straight, but there are lots of really good boys in it. So I suggest playing that, but trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. It's very dark. Very, 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 very dark. The title is fucking Suicide Club, so yeah. And then Homicipher. Homicipher isn't technically like, it's not a visual novel really. Like it is, but it isn't. And it's spoopy and perfect. And this bean here is one of my favorite beans ever. There are some really fucked up endings, but there are some really good endings. And the thing with Homicipher is you have to slowly like learn their language and insert like what you think each word means, and then slowly grow your dictionary. I played it the way you're supposed to play it the first time and got maybe, and then I cheated and uploaded the dictionary and then played it again because I couldn't figure it out because I'm stupid. But please play Homicipher if you're into themes and stuff like that. There are many cute boys, many cute boys, and you can sort of kind of ish date some of them, so should play, definitely. Okay, holy shit, how are we on time? Do you want to play Q&A before I have to bail? I do not have time for visual novels because I talked incredibly too much. So I'm just going to stick this on the screen. This is everything I talked about plus extra that I've done during previous years. Take a screenshot, do what you will. I have a thread in the discussion den. Let me link it. I'll put it in chat. If you have questions or like things that you want to boot me about, send me Rex. You can do that. Stick it in my discussion den. I'm about to switch over to Twitch, and I'm gonna do my Brothers Bow Tomorrow panel in about like 30 minutes. So go see me over there if you would like. And if you have any questions, stick it in my discussion den because I have talked incredibly too much. I guess I could take like one or two. I have a few minutes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming. Father, you must chill. No chill. It's con weekend. I hope you had a good time. I need to take some stuff out of this panel so I can actually get through all of it. I need to kind of whittle it down a little bit to like my favorite. I have too much in here. Or I can make the panel 2.5 hours. But that's some overkill. So. Hell yeah. Aw, thank you. Yay. But I'm gonna take a quick break. And then find me on the CitrusCon Twitch. I'm gonna be on Twitch. I'm gonna use my cute overlay. I can't show any dicks. It's disappointing, but I'll be over there. Boo. Yeah. Yay! Okay, I'm gonna post this screenshot wherever it is on the screen. I'm gonna post that in my discussion den so you can grab it if you. And it's also on my website if you hop over to churchofbl.com. It is under the rec list. And I will see you later. Bye-bye!